I always talk about having good discernment. Unfortunately, many people don't. They just want to believe. They want to believe in this fairy tale that NASA is in outer space. I'm going to break down this footage supposedly with this astronaut, Andres Kuipers, supposedly aboard the ISS. Again, it's all about having good discernment. Let's take a look at this footage. I'm going to break it all down. You're going to see where nothing makes sense.
Onze prachtige planeet. Wij zien hem dus boven ons als we op deze manier naar buiten kijken.
Turn off the volume here. Just first off, take a look. No stars as usual. Where are all the thousands upon thousands of satellites? You don't see any. Earth is not moving. Clouds are not moving. But for some reason, people believe this is real. Just because. Take a look here. What do you see here? I'm going to pause it here for a second. What do you see here? You see water on the window. Let's take a listen to this clip with astronaut Tim Peake. And first off, take a look at the female reporter. I mean, she has a big smile her entire time while talking to this man. Of course, you know, she knows this is nothing but a hoax. They are not in space. They've never been in space. NASA's never been in space, period. It's 100% propaganda, 100% fakery. Take a look.
The time I was at the Cooper, I could see a couple of lights passing by the space station that looked like either satellites or fast-moving objects, which was really quite strange. Never seen that before. So I called one of my other crewmen.
Why is she constantly smiling? It's a big joke, huh? I mean, if you're a reporter, this is serious business. She has this grin on her face that will not go away. She knows this, again, just playing the masses for fools. But again, getting back on topic with what he says here about the water.
Mates over and we had a look at it. We were wondering what it was. Then we realized it wasn't actually far away from the space station. It was quite close to the space station, and it was in fact small droplets of liquid that were leaking out of the Progress module. And they were passing. The sunlight was reflecting on these droplets of water. So,
of course, they're not in outer space. It's nothing more than fakery. People don't want to believe it because, again, people don't want to hear the truth because they don't want to have their illusions destroyed. What the heck is water doing out in outer space anyways? These vehicles supposedly flying at approximately 17,000 miles an hour just so happens to hit the ISS and make a water droplet. Give me a break. Now, talking about fakery, let's take a look at this footage here. Going back in time with the supposed Gemini mission from 1965 with Ed White. Now take a look at the supposed blue marble in the back and compare it to the more recent footage with ISS and this footage again with the static ball Earth. You can see a problem here, a major problem where things don't add up, and the NASA fanboys are just going to write this off, and they're going to turn a blind eye to this and not use their critical thinking skills and say, what's going on here? I want to believe in NASA, but wait a second, this doesn't add up. They won't dare to do that because, again, they don't want their illusions destroyed. Let's take a look. Okay, completely static. What's the deal here with supposedly the ball Earth, rotating? Okay, these clouds are not moving, but you see the ball Earth spinning in here, completely static. And this looks like a B-rate movie taking place. Complete joke with Ed White during the supposed spacewalk. I mean, complete garbage. I mean, at least they try to make it look real, consistent. What's going on with the ISS? Okay, you want to explain that? I don't think so. You're not going to be able to explain this away. Keep on looking. Just wait for your supposed blue marble to start spinning, and it's not. And why is that? Okay? Don't tell me because it's at a certain angle, and this is a straight away footage, so it's not going to spin at this angle. Don't try to rationalize the lies that are being fed. Clearly 100% exposed. NASA's nothing more than a lie, nothing more than propaganda. That's all it is. Now, again, as far as taking a look once again at this footage, and you don't see a single satellite. There's supposedly thousands and thousands of satellites in space. Where are they? And obviously, for those that are awake, they'll understand there are no satellites up in space. Everything works off ground towers and under ocean fiber optic cables. Take a listen to this presentation.
The internet's in the cloud, but really, it's in the ocean. About 300 undersea fiber optic cables are responsible for 99% of international data traffic. It's basically the same way we connect to each other in a single country, except underwater instead of underground. They transmit PewDiePie from Europe to America, and they connect stock traders in New York and London. And these cables, placed by private companies, are the backbone of the internet. But if you held one in your hand, it'd be no bigger than a soda can. There are just a few layers of protection from the water, including petroleum jelly. Yes, your internet is covered in Vaseline. They're vulnerable to earthquakes. At least a few times, confused sharks have bitten them. But many cables are beneath sea life, because in some places they go as deep underwater as Mount Everest is high. Ships lower a plow that digs a tiny groove in the ocean floor, lay in the cable, and it's naturally buried by sand, thanks to the ocean's current. And that process, it's both stunningly simple and mind-blowingly complex, is responsible for making the internet a truly global network. It's an idea that's audacious and crazy, and you think it has to be cutting edge. And it is. But it's also been going on for 157 years. Electric telegraphs have been around for a long, long time. Experiments in the early 1800s connected two ends of a garden using a clock that revealed letters. Then they moved on to two neighborhoods to help signal trains, and then multiple cities thanks to a network of railroad lines. Underwater submarine cables were an obvious next step, so they played around. Instead of petroleum jelly, the first ones were coated with exotic tree sap to protect them from the water. And though the undersea cables came in spurts, one of the first ones was knocked out of commission by a fishing boat. By 1858, they reached around the Atlantic and across the world. And that's how it's kind of gone since, laying cables that circle the Earth's oceans. The cables are unwound from the back of a ship, sink to the ocean floor, and the world is connected in speeds measured in milliseconds. There are ideas to bring the internet above sea level, along with cell phone towers to Africa, balloons lifted by Google. But for speedy international travel, undersea cables are still where companies like Facebook and Google place their bets. That's because the best way to create the cloud is still by going under the sea.
Now, you see what's taking place here. Now, let's take a look at this article before I show this footage. Taking a look at physics.org. Talk about the internet, the Wi-Fi world, how it still depends on undersea cables. Found this very interesting what is stated here. Let's take a look as I scroll down, where it talks about the internet traffic running through the ocean, where it states the reality is that the cloud is actually under the ocean. Even though they might seem behind the times, fiber optic cables are actually state-of-the-art global communications technologies. Since they use light to encode information and remain unfettered by weather, cables carry data faster and cheaper than satellites. So what's the purpose of satellites if this is the case? Like I showed, there's no actual images of any satellites because, again, they do not exist. Anybody that wants to prove satellites, show me an image of a real satellite in space. I'm not talking about a dot you see in the sky. Show me actual images of a satellite in space. They don't exist, as I've shown already, and as well many times in previous videos. Now, continue on. They crisscross the continents too. A message from New York to California also travels by fiber optic cable. The systems are not going to be replaced by aerial communications anytime soon. And this article dates back to 2015. So, again, this is the reality of how things work through fiber optic under ocean cables. And again, as I stated before, with GPS and cell phones with ground-based towers. That's what it's all about. No satellites in space. Hate for all you people that believe in so-called ISS, satellites, space shuttles in the past that are nothing more than airplanes. It's all propaganda 100%. And again, showing just more fakery by NASA with supposedly the moon passing by Earth, 5-hour time-lapse footage. Take a look again at the fakery. People, again, they don't have good discernment. This is why they're easily deceived. You're going to notice no clouds are moving during the supposed 5-hour time-lapse footage. Take a look. See a problem here? Not a single cloud is moving in the supposed 5-hour time-lapse footage. What's the deal with that? Again, the NASA fanboys, they're going to rage, they're going to get angry, just like this guy here. Take a look.
It's really still, you don't understand. Science is your education. You freaking retard my stupid videos. What you talking about sloppy? I'm done sloppy. Videos, you stupid retard videos that you make. Because everybody knows that you can't show this again. You stop showing these things right now.